We're Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. It is Thursday, the 21st of May. No, wait, during March. I wish. See, I was just going to say, like,
if it was May and it was going to snow tomorrow, I would be way more mad than I am about it already.
I'm trying to figure out where I am in life because I don't know. I don't know the day. I don't know the time. The weather is weathering. I mean, it's 19 right now in downtown Grand Rapids, and we'll talk more about it. But, yeah, there's a chance for a significant amount of snow to come our way tomorrow. And I'm like, what?
I'm bummed about it because I actually had finally plans to go do something fun and get out of town and be
So it's your
kid-free.
fault?
Apparently it must be. I'm sorry. I didn't even put away my shovel's still in my front yard. My salt's still out. I shouldn't be blamed for this.
Well, I did, so you can blame it on me. One thing that was really cool, I wanted to share, because you and I, Laura, love getting out all the time. I don't think people realize that. Like, if we're available, we will totally come out and be part of stuff.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Yesterday, I got to go, and hopefully you can tag along next time, too, be a guest reader. And I went to my niece Hadley, her school, and I got to read to the first graders. It was so fun.
Oh, okay. So what book did you read?
It's something like a Silly Goose.
Silly Goose?
No, it's Jimmy Fallon's book about...
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
But the kids apparently love it. I'm like, hey, anybody know Dr. Seuss? Where my green eggs and ham people at?
Sam, I am. Where you at?
One fish, two fish, red fish. I'm like, man, Dr. Seuss had some bangers. He had some really good books that were page turners.
Well, there's some surprisingly, there's a lot of celebrity kids books. I don't know if you
I
realize
didn't
how many
know.
there are. I have 2 copies of the Matthew McConaughey one.
Wait, there's a Matthew McConaughey.
There is.
How does it go?
It's not great. We got halfway through it. Justin was like, "Where's the all right?"
That's what I figured.
It doesn't happen in the
There'd
book.
be like some parental animal or something like, listen, Jimmy, it's going to be all right.
No, they're never in the book. It's actually serious and well written out, well thought out. I didn't appreciate it, so I might stick one copy of it in the little library in my neighborhood because we have multiple copies of that, and weirdly, Llama Red Pajama, we got 3 copies of, which that book rules, and I'm all about that one.
You ever see people where they'll rap that?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
should go to a school sometime. I don't know if we got time for reading month this year, but maybe next year we go in there and we get a hip hop beat. We're like, llama,
Red
bam,
Pajama.
bam, yeah.
Yeah.
I got to learn the book.
Listen,
I
I
don't know.
got 2 copies. I got one for me, one for you. We can make this happen, no problem.
All right. Well, hey, how are you doing this morning? Why don't you check in? Why don't you just say hi? Because we're cold, it's dark, and we're alone.
And we don't know what month it is, apparently.
No, I know what it is. It's March. You know what's so funny? It's right in front of me, too, on the screen. They give
I
it...
was going to say it literally is written out at the bottom of the computer screen.
They try to make this job as easy as possible for Laura and I, and we still find ways to screw it up.
It's time for Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7.
Grand Rapids, our water is safe to drink again after the water tested negative for a second time for dangerous bacteria. Now, there are several things you should do around your house to clear out the lines to make sure that you can get out any possible contaminants and make sure that they're gone. We've got it all covered for you in the Mix 95.7 app, but I did a bunch yesterday, like draining my water heater with the hot water, doing the cold water, taking off the aerators. I've never taken one off before.
Yeah, I kind of forget that they even exist. So where they're like, yeah, take those off and clean them. I was like, oh, I should probably just do that, even though I wasn't even in the boil advisory
Yeah.
area. I'm like, maybe this is a good reminder to get on that.
You can, once again, check out all those details in the Mix 95.7 app.
Hopefully you still have your snowblower or shovel handy. I hate to take away one bad thing and bring another one, but it's likely you're going to need it tomorrow. We're expecting little to no snow across the extreme southern counties. So if you're really far south, it's not going to affect you. But we are going to see some really heavy snow starting around I-96 and north of Grand Rapids specifically, up to 6 inches or more of snow.
Jeez, that's not cool. I thought it was spring.
Yeah, me too. Especially when it was 70 last week.
This is my fault. I put away the salt and the shovel.
You idiot. I have mine out still. You cannot blame me.
Don't call me an idiot. You probably still have your Christmas lights up.
I didn't put them up this year, so I can't
Okay.
be blamed for it. But snow is expected to arrive well after midnight tonight into tomorrow before you hit the road. So when you wake up, expect it to be kind of a nasty commute. Maybe give yourself a little extra time and make sure you check and make sure school's not canceled on the way as well. And we'll, of course, keep you updated throughout the morning right here on Mix 95.7.
And your final need to know news story, something positive. How about this? Dr. Dre just received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and he shared some exciting news about Eminem while he was on the Jimmy Kimmel Show.
Eminem is working on his own album, which is coming out this year, and he's
Oh,
yes. And I actually talked to him, and he said it was okay for me to make that announcement right here on this show.
Oh, wow.
So he has an album coming out. I've got songs on it, and it's fire.
Yes. New Eminem album. Let's go.
I'm excited, but I'm nervous because I've loved Eminem since I was a kid, probably way too young to listen to him. And I just hope it's great music because I want it to be amazing.
It's Eminem and Dr. Dre. They wouldn't come back if they weren't going to do it correctly. I cannot wait.
That's your Need to Know News on Mix 95.7.
It's time for Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7.
Grand Rapids, our water is safe to drink again after the water tested negative for a second time for dangerous bacteria. Now, there are several things you should do around your house to clear out the lines to make sure that you can get out any possible contaminants and make sure that they're gone. We've got it all covered for you in the Mix 95.7 app, but I did a bunch yesterday, like draining my water heater with the hot water, doing the cold water, taking off the aerators. I've never taken one off before.
Yeah, I kind of forget that they even exist. So where they're like, yeah, take those off and clean them. I was like, oh, I should probably just do that, even though I wasn't even in the boil advisory
Yeah.
area. Like, I'm like, maybe this is a good reminder to get on that.
You can, once again, check out all those details in the Mix 95.7 app.
March Madness kicks off today, and the Michigan State Spartans are taking on the Mississippi State Bulldogs at 12:15, which is exciting, but that's not the only Michigan awesomeness you're going to see in the tournament outside of Michigan State and Oakland playing in it. The floors are actually from Michigan in a lot of the arenas that are going to be playing.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not the first year, but there's a company in a small town in the UP called Connor Sports, and they make hardwood floors just for things like tournaments and basketball teams and things like that. And yet again this year, they've made the hardwood courts for the tournament, including the men's and women's Final Four and the Midwest Regional, which is actually happening at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit later on this month.
That's such a cool connection. I never knew that.
Absolutely. So even if one of our teams isn't playing, at least our floors are keeping everything under control.
And your final Need to Know news story, we're going to the east side of Michigan to Livonia, where a 12-year-old was accidentally served alcohol and drank it at an Outback Steakhouse.
Oh no, how does that even happen?
I don't know, but this is the boy and his grandma sharing what happened.
It didn't taste like how when I had it the other times, and it just didn't taste normal. My head started hurting when I was leaving, and my heart started beating as I was drinking it.
It's supposed to be a virgin daiquiri, but it says a daiquiri. The diagnosis was accidental exposure to alcohol and accidental ingestion.
I mean, I think that's the opposite of what happened to me. Because on my 21st birthday, I ordered a daiquiri and they gave me a virgin one, assuming I wasn't old enough to have it, not even asking for my ID.
I remember being young and like wanting a daiquiri as well, the virgin kind, and I felt like, oh my gosh, this is so edgy.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like my first virgin pina colada, I thought I was like the coolest person on the planet. Like maybe people will think it's real.
That's your Need to Know news on Mix 95.7.
Being the best dressed you can always gives the best impression, but are you really that badly dressed? We want to know. It's Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7 Grand Rapids Best Mix. Obviously, when you show up for a first date, you want to look the best you can. You want to make a good impression. You want to make sure that they actually want to go on a second date with you, right?
Yeah, then you lull them into a sense of security, and then about a year later, you can wear whatever you want.
I mean, I guess that's one way to look at it, but someone did poll 3,000 Americans from all walks of life and asked if a poor fashion choice or two would make them say no to a second date. 13% of people said, nah, it doesn't matter. 56% said they think about it. And 31% said, total deal breaker, not going on another date with you if you're dressed sloppy. So what do you think constitutes dressing sloppy for a date?
I would say that if you have, which I'm very guilty of a lot, is if you have like a shirt that's like wrinkly, like it's been sitting on the ground, or if it has a stain on it.
Honestly, neither of those made the list, but I would agree that you should not wear those things. You're probably not going to make a good impression, but there are several items that they listed as a red flag. I'm wearing two of the items and you're wearing one of them, so I feel like if we were to go on a first date right now, we would definitely not get the call back.
Are we wearing the same item? Like this?
No.
Okay, so
no,
there's
I'm
three
wearing
different
two
things.
different ones and you're wearing one. So one of the obvious ones, they say wearing a full tracksuit. 28% of people said that was a red flag.
Who wears a full? Are you meeting at a track? I don't know anybody that's done that.
People, you'd be surprised, Joe. I'm glad that you don't have that experience. I've gone on single dates with guys that probably would do this. And it's not that surprising that people have had to say, hey, don't wear the tracksuit to the date.
Noted. Do not wear a tracksuit.
Okay, here's another one. Crocs. Don't wear Crocs to the first date.
Why?
Not impressing anybody because no one wants to see like your toes through the holes and they're weird and they smell bad. And just don't do it.
Okay, well, I don't know what's wrong with your feet, but my Crocs are nice. They look awesome. And
Do they? Do you have a lot of charms?
Not yet. I need to, though. I've been asking my wife, Lindsay, and she must not be hearing my calls.
Well, you'll get there eventually. Maybe one day when you go on another first date, you can do that. Okay, so here's where we screw it up. Here are the 3 items that we're wearing that they say not to. They say anything with a huge logo on it.
What's the problem with the logo?
I guess because it just shows that usually T-shirts, things like that have giant logos on them, which you're wearing a T-shirt right now with a giant Detroit Tigers logo on it. So if you were to show up on a first date with that, I don't even know what sports team it is, but you would definitely not be doing well right now. However, I screw it up because one of the things they say, ankle socks with sneakers, not okay to wear on a first date. I'm wearing those right now.
That's all I do is ankle socks. Unless I have to go to a funeral or a special event, I'll wear like black dress socks.
Well, I mean, I think it's more of just the sneakers and the ankle socks. You could do ankle socks with nice shoes, or you could do sneakers with long socks, but you cannot do that combination together.
Bougie people that make up these dumb rules.
And finally, the one that I also screw up, ripped skinny jeans. I'm literally wearing ripped skinny jeans right now. I love these jeans. I think the outfit I'm wearing right now, I would totally feel comfortable going on a first date. Like, not anywhere super fancy, but if it was like going to the movies or something like that, I feel like what I'm wearing right now, just a oversized kind of sweatshirt, my skinny jeans, my sneakers with the ankle socks, I'd look really good, but apparently not so much. So the last item that you want to avoid, and I think this one seems pretty obvious, but maybe people don't realize it, a T-shirt that's way too tight or any shirt that's way too tight.
Okay. Well, as a dude, if a lady was wearing a tight shirt, I'm like, all right. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe you don't want to see my boobs.
But there's tight, and then there's like, oh no, I can see every crevice in you type. And we're not going for that. I think they don't want to be like, if you're bigger than this size, don't wear a too tight shirt. They just say maybe everyone avoid it just to be safe.
I feel like there's got to be somebody listening right now that has either had one of these things, which this list is, I don't know, maybe I feel attacked, that's why. But you've went on a date with somebody, you're like, what the heck are they wearing? 616-600-0957. We'd love to hear from you. It's Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7.
It's time to play Laura Can't Lose on Mix 95.7. Here's how it happens. Laura leaves the room, and we all enjoy the silence for a little bit, and you'll have 1 minute to answer 5 questions. You can pass if you need to, and we'll come back if time allows. A tie goes to Laura because, well, her name's on the show. Here's who's playing Laura Can't Lose today.
Represent Muskegon, let's say good morning to Cece.
Hello, good morning, Cece and her daughters, Emma and Aria, who are hanging out in the background. How are you guys doing this morning?
Good.
Oh, wow, a whole chorus. I love it. I'm about to get beat by 3 awesome people, it sounds like.
We hope so.
Okay, today's jackpot for the Michigan Lottery is up to $30. Let's see how CC and the ladies do. If we're going to play, you got to kick Laura out.
Tell her, girls. Bye-bye, Laura.
At least they were nice. All right, I'm leaving. I'm going.
All right, finally out of here. Let's get into question number 1. What superhero was also known as the Dark Knight?
Do you girls know? We're going to pass for a minute. My husband's going to kill me for not knowing that.
Question 2. What breed of cat does not have any fur?
Hairless cat. Hairless cat?
Bobcat?
I need a more specific answer.
Bobcat? Aria says bobcat.
Okay. Question number 3. What do pandas primarily eat?
Bamboo.
Question number 4. Who performed with Usher on the song DJ Got Us Falling in Love?
What's her name?
Beyonce?
No.
Okay, pass. We'll come back. My kid thinks she knows.
What is the hardest natural substance on Earth?
The hardest natural substance? She says diamond.
Question 1 again. What superhero was also known as the Dark Knight?
Batman?
Question 4. Who performed with Usher on the song DJ Got Us Falling in Love?
Jennifer Lopez.
All right.
No idea if that's right.
I'm going to bring Laura back in.
Laura! La, 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 Laura!
Ready, let's do it.
Okay, Laura, you have a chance to beat Cece and her daughters today. All you have to do is get 3 to tie, 4 or more to win.
Based on how hard the questions have been lately, that just seems like I'm still not going to do it. So, all right, I'll give it my shot. Let's go.
Okay, Laura, question number 1. Which superhero is also known as the Dark Knight?
Oh, that's Batman.
That is correct. We have a 1-1 game.
Woohoo!
Question number 2. What breed of cat doesn't have fur?
Sphinx.
Sphinx. That is correct. Cece and her daughters, though, had some good guesses. They said a hairless cat. I'm like, that's true.
That's technically a name for them, yes.
Not a bobcat, but they're cute little things.
Oh, bobcats are mean.
2-1. Laura has the lead. We'll see how this goes.
Okay.
Question number 3. What do pandas primarily eat?
Bamboo?
That is correct. 3-2 is the score. Going to question 4. Who performed with Usher on DJ Got Us Fallen in Love?
I don't remember, and I know I should know this. I'm gonna take a wild guess. It's probably wrong. Is it Sean Paul?
It is not Sean Paul. It's also not J-Lo. It was Pitbull.
Oh, see, that's what I couldn't remember. I was like, is that the one Pitbull's on? Because Pitbull does a Usher song when you see him live, and it is that one. Okay, I should have known that. I just saw Pitbull like 2 weeks ago.
I know. I'm disappointed. Going into the final question, the score is now 3-2. Will we have a tie? Will Laura get the win? We'll find out with this. What is the hardest natural substance on Earth?
That would be diamond, right?
That is correct. They also got that right, but Laura, you went 4 out of 5 today, which beats their 3 out of 5. You are our winner.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We have fun.
With Laura winning today, our Michigan Lottery jackpot's up to $35.
Do you want to snag it? Here's your chance to play. Give us a call. 616-600-0957. Again, that's 616-600-0957. Should she go out with a man who has a changeable appearance trait that she's not really physically attracted to? Hey, we're Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. And they say you have to, really, really like somebody in all facets, but this thing is changeable, and she doesn't know if she's being vain or not.
Well, what can be changed? What is this?
Well, we want to hear from you. 616-600-0957. She says, I feel like such a jerk, but this guy I've been talking to off a dating app has a lot of qualities I'm looking for, except one thing. He's balding, and he maintains the toilet seat hair, bald on top and hair on the sides.
Oh, yeah, like the bozo ring. That's what I have if I don't actually shave my head.
Yeah. She says, I'm attracted to men with a full head of hair or no hair. And I think the real hang up I'm having is that this man's hair is so similar to my dad's that it makes me feel weird. I wish I didn't feel turned off by his hairstyle, but I'm going to be honest, I do. Should I go out with him and see if I can look past it, or do I just leave this man alone? We would love to hear from you again. 616-600-0957. So, okay, imagine you're in the scenario. You and your wife, Lindsay, are back dating. You aren't shaving your head properly, and you've got this. Would you be offended if she said, hey, your hair reminds me of my dad? Could you not?
Well, I don't like the question you asked me because, yeah, like I don't want to change my stuff. But on the other end, if Lindsay ever cut her hair really short like her mom Jan used to have, I called it like the Fran from the dinosaurs, just the really short woman haircut that some women like to rock.
Yeah, the like speak to the manager hairstyle.
Yeah, even shorter. But yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's high and tight, baby.
Yeah.
I would be like, oh, heck no. But yeah, like...
What about now? Now that you've been married or together for over 10 years, like would you still be like, oh no, or is it like
No, we still have conversations. Like if Lindsay ever cuts her hair short like her mom used to rock, I guess I would have to file a divorce. I don't know what
you can't divorce somebody over a
Yeah,
haircut.
you can. It's reconcile differences or something.
Irreconcilable differences is what
because I have a difference in opinion on that hair. Bye.
That's terrible. You're the worst.
So, I mean, I can kind of see it, but I think in this case, though, it's easy. Just get the dude to shave his head. You're going to be golden.
Yeah, but how do you convince this man to shave his head without being like, you look like my dad and it creeps me out?
It's just one of those conversations that are hard to have. Like, I think there's people listening right now. You might have somebody in your life that they pay for a haircut, but there's no need to. You should just tell them, hey, shave it off.
No, see, listen, first
gosh.
of all, I just think this is problematic on like 7 levels, but the main one being, if you're judging this guy based on his appearance that hard, do you really even like him? Like, I guess when I really like somebody, I look past things like that and I don't see them. So I feel like if you're sitting there being like, well, he has toilet ring hair or whatever, you're not focusing on the important things in a relationship. And this relationship is doomed to fail from the start.
Not necessarily. I get what you're saying. It's not all about looks, but there is a physical attraction to everything. And
you don't want to feel like you're making out with your dad, is what you're trying to say?
I mean, some people are into that, you know?
Ew, gross.
But
No.
I'm not. I don't want to be making out with my mom.
All right, what should this woman do? Should she say something? Does she leave him alone? Or does she just suck it up and see if she can power through? 616-600-0957. Again, that's 616-600-0957. Or send us a DM in the Mix 95.7 app.
Should she tell the guy she's been seeing for a little bit, hey, why don't you shave that head? It kind of reminds me of my dad. We're Big Joe and Laura here on Mix 95.7.
Haley from Plainwell, should she say something to this man about his hairstyle or let it go?
Oh, she absolutely just used to say something. So maybe it's just me, but I'm a blunt person, and my boyfriend, I've already told him, we've been together like 8-9 years, I told him he's not allowed to have certain hairstyles or certain facial hair. I like the beard and the goatee type thing, but you cannot have a mustache, because if you have a mustache and it's just a mustache, it's not a mustache, it's a molestache. I can't.
What the Haley?
Haley!
What is wrong with you?
Everything.
You've never looked at somebody with a mustache and go, oh, molestache.
No.
Like-
I think that certain people can pull off a mustache, like Miles
Certain
Teller does it
people
really
can,
well.
yes.
But like,
My boyfriend, no.
yeah, no, most men, no, you're correct. Most men cannot. But if you're like Miles Teller levels of attractive, I'll let you have the mustache because it's not distracting from anything at
Okay,
that point.
hold on.
All
Haley,
right, it either looks good on you or don't.
Yep.
Haley, you come home today after a hard day of work. You see your boyfriend. He turns around and boom, there's a mustache up on that face.
But he also has everything you like in his arms, and he just won the lottery. Are you putting up with it?
Yeah, until I convince for all of us to go get a haircut or something and it's coming off. Or I'm waxing it when he's sleeping. I hate doing it.
What's your boyfriend's name and number? I need to call him. I think he's in danger.
No.
No, I can't tell you that. But he is nice, though. Since I've talked to him about, like, the hairstyles and stuff like that, he's actually really sweet about it.
Aww.
And it's not like I was like, oh, I don't like that at all. But, like, it's the small things that matter in relationships. And there's a certain hairstyle I like him to do, and he does it for me all the time, even though it's not his favorite. But I like how he looks with it, so he does that for me. So it's nice. It's the small things that matter, but no, that girl needs to absolutely tell him or else it's just going to be hell.
Lindsay, right now, my wife is listening to you. She's like, see, Joe, he does that for her. Why don't you shave your beard? So we got to let you go, Haley.
I like Vikings, so he keeps a little mohawk for me. It's funny.
Haley, you're amazing. Thanks for calling as always, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, you as well.